Following directives by President Donald J. Trump on the United States withdrawing from the World Health Organization, WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus has today issued a statement absolving the organization from any blame laid on them by Trump. This statement reads in part, and I quote, "We hope the United States will reconsider and we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue to maintain the partnership between the USA and WHO for the benefit of the health and well-being of millions of people around the globe." Trump accused WHO of mishandling the COVID-19 pandemic and failing to act independently from the inappropriate political influence by countries like China. Kenya Union of Clinical Officers Secretary General George Gibore opines that withdrawal of the United States from WHO will be detrimental to the country's health sector.
Maswala ya TB, HIV zote tunapata misaada. Sasa wakisimamisha kama hatuna mpango wowote, basi tutashindwa kukimu au wagonjwa kupata madawa. Madhara labda yataonekana, lakini pia lazima nchi ianze kujua kwamba misaada mingi ambayo inatokana pale WHO imekuwa ikipokea hela mingi kutoka US. Kwa hivyo tujipange mahali ambapo tulikuwa tunapokea misaada tuweze kuwekeza ili kusudi tusije tukapigwa na bumbuazi ambapo hatujajipanga.
President Trump also ordered a 90-day pause in foreign development assistance pending assessments of efficiencies and consistency with his foreign policy. The executive order echoes a return to the approach Trump took during his first term in office, where he proposed a cut about a third of US diplomacy and aid budgets. According to economist Sheila Olang, there is need for Kenya and other African countries to stop over-reliance on aid from the US, noting that the move is a wake-up call to African nations.
Africa receives about $8 billion in aid, and we have a concept called dead aid. What does this mean? This means that if I am a government and I have an allocation for health, I will not spend my money on health because I know someone else is coming to do my job. So basically, we sit around and instead of making sure that we budget well, we procure our own drugs and we do things like this, we are waiting for, US aid to come in and then save us by giving us drugs and the rest. We need to produce, we need to make money, we need to produce food that we eat, we need to focus on doing a bit of research, for example, so that we have medical solutions to our own unique problems. I'm hoping that when the dead aid is cut off, we will realize that we are naked and now we need to start clothing ourselves.
Trump also announced the country's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord. This marked the second time he has withdrawn the US from the agreement, which enshrines the UN's climate objectives. The 47th porters originally withdrew the US from the climate agreement in 2019. However, when former President Joe Biden took the reins of power, he quickly re-entered the accord on his first day in office.
I can see that he's generally shying away from multilateral agreements. Why do I say this? He has now said, WHO when it comes to health, he's withdrawing the US. He's saying we're going to focus that on our own. The Paris Climate Agreement, he's saying we're withdrawing the United States. We will not work as a team. He's saying when it comes to outside the US, we shall talk one-on-one. The question is, do we have capacity today as Kenya to negotiate a trade agreement with the United States and make sure that our interests are actually taken care of? Because anytime you walk into a negotiating table and you're ill-equipped, the other party will decide for you what you should be doing instead of you deciding for yourself.
Trump policy for outside America is so concrete to the extent that he will give a second chance only to other countries when he knows that America is fully covered.
According to experts, the move to withdraw from the accord will weaken efforts to mitigate effects of climate change across the globe, arguing that developing countries that have contributed the least to global emissions are likely to pay a higher price.